Hello my friends, welcome back to Been My Pleasure. My name is JC. Joining me today is my pixelated friend Carrie.
Hello.
And Carrie is going to answer a letter from a guest. It's a good one. You're gonna like it.
Oh gosh, I'm excited.
Okay, Carrie, well here's today's question brought to you by our viewers at home. Thank you very much, viewers at home. I got a viewer! Keep watching. Carrie.
Yes.
What is an acceptable tip, aka what is not an insulting tip?
I would say if you have somebody who does not mess up, and if they do, they recover really fast, they do whatever they can, they're like, I'll get you that, I'll be right back, and within a timely manner, like realistically timely manner. Like it's obvious that they're just not out there messing around. Mm-hmm. I would say 20% is a solid tip. Very solid. I would say 25.
20% is a solid tip. 25% is how much you would give to somebody who was exceptional in their work, I would say.
Exactly.
25 and up, because I've gotten the and up several times in my experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I know when I go out like to eat, or if I go to a bar, or no matter where I go and there's an opportunity to tip, if it's to a coffee shop, I'll still tip no matter what, because I know how it is from the other side. And just me being a server, I would say I'm a heavier tipper. Like I'm like a 25-30% tipper. Just because like I think it's good karma. What goes around comes around. Mm-hmm.
It's good economy. Money at rest is money at waste. If the money is circulating, then the economy is good.
Exactly.
So go on.
But if you do, like there are cases that people who are not so good servers, or it's obvious that they're just screwing around, or if you ask for something they forget, or whatever the case may be, like me as a server, like I don't know the situation, I'm not going to tip them bad, but like I'm not going to give them as much as I normally would if they were doing a good job. Mm-hmm. Still, I just think it's completely rude to 100% stiff somebody, no matter what the situation is.
And it's even ruder to leave a penny.
Yes, exactly. It's rude to leave $1, but I don't think you should ever 100% stiff somebody. Like, give them the minimum of whatever you think that is, if you think that's 10% or whatever. But I've been in situations where I've done everything to a T, everything perfect, and still, like, I can't make them happy. Right. No matter what they're going through, I have no idea. So...
Okay, so the short answer is yes. It depends on how good the service was. Odds are, if you give 20%, the server is going to be happy about it. And they might be surprised by it because maybe they don't think they did as well.
True.
If you think they haven't performed well, then give them less. But remember this, the price of your meal is dependent on the fact that they accept less than minimum wage. If they were paid appropriately, like you presumably are, guest, then the rates of the meal itself would be more. So that's something to think about. You should leave something, even if they're abysmal, because remember this, they're cleaning the place up before and after you're there. They are doing all the work necessary of providing the food and service for you. They are taking care of you and your children. So, over the span of a half hour, 45 minutes to an hour that you're there, how much would you pay a babysitter to look over your family members for an hour? Include yourself, because you're being provided for and cared for. It's a service, yes, and you can vote with your dollars by going to any establishment you want, but there is still that underlying task being performed. What's fair? Yeah.
There is no right or wrong answer.
It's what you think is best. I like, as she said, I like to give more than most people would because I know most people don't. And the other reason is because I have a grasp of the US dollar, the currency, and I understand that the value of a dollar is variable. It changes all the time. $1 US 20 years ago is not worth the same that $1 US today is. So I know that the tasks that people performed 20 years ago, which were enough to afford a house and a car and to provide for their family, that same task should still be able to do that. So that's why I give a little bit more when I'm tipping. Mm-hmm. But how much you should give really depends on the service. If you're uncertain and if you want flat numbers, then by all means, take the check, divide it by 5, there's your 20%, and if they made mistakes and corrected them, leave it there. If they were absent the whole time and there's nobody else in the restaurant, but be aware that they're usually dealing with 5 or 6 other tables and helping other members of staff at the same time. It's not their fault that the management team understaffed. Or even, it's not really the management team's fault, because sometimes absentee owners have labor requests, demands that they expect the restaurant to adhere to in order for them to make as much money as they can, even though they're not involved with the ordering, the processing, the cooking, the prepping, the delivery of the food, the cleanup of the restaurant. They just happen to be the owners.
Very true.
So that's how America was founded, ladies and gentlemen. Think about that. So that's, to be what's fair, I would say go ahead and base it on 20. And if you're at home saying, I can't believe you would ever ask for more than 10, then think about what I said about the variable value of $1. It's just not what it's worth anymore. So the task is still the task. If a 10% gratuity was sufficient to provide for the task as it was in the past, it may not be now. So I'm going to say 20%, 15% if you didn't like it, and 10% if they were flat out rude to you.
I say that's fair.
Yeah. And then
absolutely.
more if you think they were more. But here's the even best part. If you want somebody to give you great service and you don't want to have to worry about how much you should tip them at the end, tip them at the beginning. A tip is an acronym to ensure preferential service, tips, all right? If you went in, you had, say, if you're at a family style restaurant and there's 2 adults and 2 children, give them $10 right out the gate. Because I'm thinking family style restaurant, the meals are going to be about $7 each, right? So give them $10 right out the gate. Let them know my children are sometimes rambunctious. We're going to do our best to keep them under control, and blah, 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 blah. And the server will respond to that by giving you probably the best service you've ever had. Yeah.
True. That's actually a really good idea. That's never happened to me.
You've never been tipped?
Not upfront like
I tell
that.
you, I receive tips regularly. I say regularly, I will say about once a month or so. And when that happens to me, I let everybody in the staff know to take care of this table. Happen to you? I see a head nod over there. So yes, it happens. And when you tip in advance, the whole restaurant knows. Everybody knows. They're all trying to take care of you then. Right?
I like that
And
idea.
don't you want that? Don't you want the whole restaurant taking care of you? Yeah.
Have the best service of your life.
That's right. And speaking of the best, we are broadcasting live via recorded message at the Attic at 44th Street in Indian School here in Phoenix, Arizona. If you happen to be in the greater Phoenix metropolitan area, swing on by. They've been kind enough to sponsor the segments this year, and we really do appreciate that. I certainly do. Please come on by. Tell them JC sent you. They'd love to see you. However, we're going to come back in a few moments and discuss some ideas, some tips, if you will, to improve your tip share and gratuity, servers at home. Carrie, you're going to be willing to do that, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, then come on back. If you've enjoyed this content, by all means, click on my pixelated friend's face to subscribe to this channel, and there'll be more real soon. However, until then, my name is JC. It has been my pleasure.